तं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। हरे कृष्णा। So after a long time, almost after 3 weeks, I think, we are having this class again. Visible as screen सबको? कर लो, ठीक कर लो। Screen visible clear. So now we will be covering up to, this was the five basic truths of Bhagavad Gita. So I've spent time on this, and again I will be spending time on this, because if you understand this, you will be able to understand practically everything in Bhagavad Gita. Because when you read the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita without the reference of these five basic truths, it's very difficult to understand. I've heard many times, I've heard many people कि प्रभु जी भगवत गीता पढ़ते तो अब समझ नहीं आता आधी चीजें लिखी क्या हुई हैं, क्या कहना क्या चाहते हैं. Problem is we don't understand the context. The context in which we have to understand Bhagavad Gita is the five basic truths. If we keep the five basic truths in mind and then read each shloka of Bhagavad Gita, then it will be very easy to understand it. So the five basic truths are, come on, Ishwar, Prakriti, Jeev, then Karma and Kal. And this was the basic chart I had given. Ishwar, the supreme controller. There were different references why Krishna is supreme. There were different references that he had written. This chart I think everyone would have made twice now. एक बार पिछले से पिछली क्लास में, एक बार आज इसी चार्ट को फिर एक दूसरे एंगल से देखेंगे हम, कॉन्शियसनेस के साथ कनेक्ट करके. तो अच्छा, अगर आप देखते हैं ईश्वर, देन ईश्वर, Ishvara, then there are two things. There is material nature. There is material nature. This is the second basic truth. The third basic truth is the Jiva that we discussed. Ishvara, material nature, that is called Prakriti. Now, Prakriti is again of two types. What are the two types of Prakriti? Superior Prakriti is Jiva. Jiva is also Prakriti. And material nature is also Prakriti, but which Prakriti? Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti and just one second. You remember or not? Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. So Jeev is Para Prakriti of a part and parcel of Krishna. And material nature is the inferior, likhwaya tha na last class mein, I think. Inferior or inferior Prakriti. And the in charge for inferior Prakriti is the Durga, someone who controls the Durga. And sometimes Durga is also referred to as Prakriti in Bhagavad Gita. And Durga is the direct controller of the material nature. Okay. Today we will understand the material nature and Jeev with reference to consciousness. Abhi next topic pe jayenge. Filhal, the Durga is basically the controller of the material nature, which consists of earth, fire, air, water, ether. These are gross elements, and subtle elements are mind, ego, and intelligence. Man, buddhi aur ahankar. Material nature in 8 चीजों के combination से बना हुआ. Then Durga is the direct controller of the material nature, and through its 3 gunas, Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun, it controls one category of Jeev. That is the non-devotee category, the atheistic person. Durga controls through, or atheistic person. So, what is the exact definition of atheistic person? Atheistic person is the one who doesn't, first of all, who doesn't believe that God is there. That is atheistic. That is a basic definition of atheist. Then again, one who does business with the demigods. That is also a theist person. Because what is the exact definition of theist? The exact definition of theist is one who understands that the material body is temporary, and doing business with the demigods for getting the comforts of this material body is not going to make sense. You understand? So that is also a theistic mentality, that I will just do the business with the demigods. Whatever I need, I will serve them, and I will get it in return. So that is a practically, you can say, a selfish kind of mentality. So that is also a theistic mentality. And that also comes in the influence of the 3 modes. Such a person comes in the influence of 3 modes: Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So this Durga Devi, she controls the material nature, that is the Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. And Para Prakriti का भी एक हिस्सा, जीव का एक हिस्सा, नॉन डिवोटी का जो दबका है, वो भी कौन कंट्रोल करती है? दुर्गा देवी कंट्रोल करती है. एंड ये दुर्गा देवी किसके कंट्रोल में है? मया दक्षेण प्रकृति, भगवान श्री कृष्ण के कंट्रोल में, हम भगवद गीता में सीखते हैं. And then there is second category of Prakriti, that is devotee, that remains in the influence of Ishwar, the direct influence of Ishwar. You remember this? And under the influence of 3 modes, the non-devotee category of Jeev, he does 2 things: karma and vikarma. If you remember, karma is sakam karma, pious deeds, and vikarma is breaking the 4 regulative principles, impious. And such karma and vikarma binds him in the material world. That's what we discussed. And then we discussed, again, I'm just taking a recap. Then we discussed that the devotee who is in the direct influence of Krishna, in the influence of Krishna, in the influence of Ishvara, basically in the influence of, this is the Bahiranga Shakti, and influence of Ishvara means Antaranga Shakti, Srimati Radharani. Who comes into play over here is the Antaranga Shakti of Krishna. And who comes here into play is the Bahiranga Shakti of Krishna. And this Antaranga Shakti, under the control of the Antaranga Shakti, that is Srimati Radharani, a person does what? A person does not vikarma or karma. It does akarma. Akarma is something that does not bind. Prabhupada says in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, I'll be reading those lines today, where Prabhupada says that devotees, although apparently externally They look like doing the ordinary activity like a non-devotee, but there is a difference of wide difference of consciousness. What a non-devotee does creates karma or vikarma, but what a devotee does creates what? A karma. It doesn't bind it. You understand? And now, how many components, how many basic truths are done are Ishvara, then the Prakriti, inferior nature, Jiva, another Prakriti, superior nature, three, superior Prakriti, three, Ishvara, uh, inferior nature, material nature, inferior Prakriti, superior Prakriti, Jiva, three, fourth is Kal. Hmm. So for an no, fourth is karma that we have discussed, and fifth is kal. So under the influence of the three modes of material nature, kal brings destruction. Kal means time. Kalo asmi, Krishna says, time I am, the destroyer of everything. And here in this battlefield, everyone will lie slain except you, O five Pandavas. पांच पांडवों के अलावा everyone with, so that is a difference between a non-devotee and a devotee. So Kal brings destruction. Destruction means animalistic life, and Kal brings life for the devotees, that they get back to the Godhead, they get back to Krishna. That's what we discussed, and with a lot of references from many. In online, my voice is clear. Hare Krishna. Okay. So now you can write, this is the description of paragraph. I'm just, this is complete. I will, few more things I will be adding, and this is paragraph 12 to 22 covered. You can write paragraph, जहाँ पर paragraph 12, 13, 14 लिखा था ना ऊपर, ये charts जो बनवा रहे हैं, ये paragraph 12 22 पूरा cover करता है. So if I see further, okay, then the next thing to be discussed is, again, I'm coming back to another viewpoint of understanding this that Prabhupada has explained. Again, you can write 5 basic truths of Bhagavad Gita. Again, please start writing. You can write the 5 basic truths of Bhagavad Gita. I'm covering the entire portion from paragraph number 12 to 22. Today we will be covering a very major chunk of the introduction. All right, soon we will be moving to chapter 1, but I hope you understand that if you understand introduction to Bhagavad Gita, once one sannyasi was telling that Prabhupada, every word that Prabhupada has written, because he was very old, so he thought that anytime he may leave the material world. He had already 3 heart attacks in the Jaladut while he was going to America. So he always thought that whatever I am writing, I should give all the basic knowledge, all the required knowledge in that only, so that even if I leave the body, it will make some use to people. So introduction, one sannyasi was telling in one of his lectures that Prabhupada wrote all his Bhagavad Gita and all the Bhagavatam first canto, even the introductory parts of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam first canto, thinking that I may leave anytime. So let me just give the best in introduction only. So if you go through Bhagavad Gita introduction, you can just think that 50% of the job is done, because all the basic things are very clearly understandable, and it gives a base for understanding the rest of the chapters. All right. So 5 basic truths of Bhagavad Gita, of which 4 are eternal. You understand the meaning of eternal? Eternal means something which doesn't have a beginning and doesn't have an end. And one is not eternal. All right. Why is it so that 4 are eternal, but one is not eternal? The 4 eternal basic truths of Bhagavad Gita. The first one is Ishvara. Ishvara is eternal. Anadir Adir Govinda. It doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end. Ishvara. Ishvara, the first eternal basic truth is Ishvara. Eternal, no starting, no end. The second is Jeev. And Prabhupada calls Jeev eternally, exact words use कर रहा हूं मैं introduction से, eternally related energy of the Lord. Eternally, it is eternally related to Krishna. How it is eternally related energy of Lord? Can someone put a light on this? Why Prabhupada is saying? that Jeev is eternally related. This is, you can put it in quotes. This is the exact words of Bhagavad Gita introduction. Ishvara, Krishna himself. Jeev is eternally related energy of the Lord. Why? Why eternally related?
प्रभु वो एनर्जी रहेगी कभी लॉर्ड नहीं बन जाएगी.
No, eternally related energy of the Lord. That is also okay. One more reason, very important.
There's no beginning or end. There's a soul.
Eternally related energy of Lord. Why? How eternally related? How eternal? That is okay.
क्योंकि वो मतलब इंटीरियर एनर्जी लगेगा सुपीरियर एनर्जी
that is also, but Prabhupada explains in the introduction, is eternally related because Krishna always travels in the Paramatma form with the Jeev. So it remains eternally connected with Paramatma. All right. This is what Prabhupada gives the explanation why eternally related to, why eternally related energy of the Lord. Then comes the third. Okay. Jeev is also Prakriti. Which Prakriti? Inferior or superior? Jeev is also Prakriti. Which Prakriti? Come on. Inferior or superior Prakriti? Superior Prakriti. Superior Prakriti. Para Prakriti. Then, next is the thing that we actually call it Prakriti. Next is eternal basic truth is Prakriti. Now, this is which Prakriti? Superior or inferior? Inferior Prakriti. Inferior Prakriti. For this, just one second. Inferior Prakriti, and here by Prakriti we mean what? Here by Prakriti we mean the material nature. Earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, ego, intelligence. Combination of these 8. So, why Durga is called Prakriti? Because Durga controls the inferior Prakriti and the part of superior Prakriti, the non-devotees category. You understand? And Prakriti ke liye Prabhupada is using word in the introduction, separated energy of Lord. Eternally related energy of Lord. And inferior Prakriti or the material nature is the separated energy of Lord. This is the exact word. Why separated energy of Lord? Because the superior Prakriti, that is Jeev, is conscious. It has life because Atma is there. But the inferior Prakriti, that is material nature, is not conscious. That is unconscious. You understand? If you table hai, this is which Prakriti? Inferior or superior? Inferior Prakriti. This person is superior or inferior Prakriti? Superior Prakriti. You understand? So this is a separated, this wood is the separated energy of Lord. Earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, ego, intelligence. These are the separated energy. And the Jeev is the eternally related energy. You understand? Is it clear? No questions on this? Okay. In the end. And last is the fourth thing, that is fourth basic truth that is eternal is what? Is what? Time. Time is also eternal. Time never ends. It has no beginning and it has no end. And time is again Krishna himself. Prabhupada says in the introduction, time is again Krishna himself. Okay. One thing that is not eternal is what is left is? What is left is karma. Karma is not eternal. Why karma is not eternal? If I if I see this, why karma is not eternal? If I go to, let me tell you, let us mark the paragraph number so that I can make you read certain things in introduction. You can take out this paragraph. Till what paragraph number you have marked? I think 14th tak you have marked, I think. 12th paragraph was which one? 12th paragraph was the subject of Bhagavad Gita. The subject of Bhagavad Gita. See from here, just mark the paragraph numbers, and whenever I ask for some paragraph number, just scroll to it. So this is your paragraph number 12, the subject of Bhagavad Gita. Then out of the 5 basic subject matters, ये वाला paragraph है. This is paragraph number 13. Then paragraph number 14 is what is material nature. What is material nature? That is paragraph number 14. What is material nature? This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita as inferior prakriti. बता चुका हूँ ये सब मैं. Okay. Then paragraph number 15 is material nature itself is constituted of 3 qualities. This paragraph सबको मिल गया? देख लो, मिल गया? पैराग्राफ नंबर 15 ढूंढ लो यार, आराम से ढूंढ लो, गुम मत हो जाना. देखो पैराग्राफ नंबर 12 कौन सा है? द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ भगवद गीता. The subject of Bhagavad Gita entails the comprehension of 5 basic truths. Paragraph number 13 कौन सा है? Out of the 5 basic, एक पैराग्राफ मार्क कर लो फिर तो सारे पता चल जाएंगे. 13th paragraph is out of the 5 basic subject matter. Then 14th paragraph is what is material nature. Got it? Then 15th paragraph is material nature itself is constituted by 3 qualities. Then पैराग्राफ नंबर 16 इज ईश्वर जीव प्रकृति काल कर्म ऐसे लिखा हुआ है. दैट इज पैराग्राफ नंबर 16. ओके. देन पैराग्राफ नंबर 17 इज द पोजीशन ऑफ ईश्वर, द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड. मार्क कर रहे हैं पैराग्राफ नंबर्स? मिल चुका है? ओके. पैराग्राफ नंबर 18 इज द डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन जीव एंड ईश्वर विल बी एक्सप्लेन्ड इन 13th chapter. Paragraph number 19 is the supreme conscious Ishwar is similar to the living entity in this way. Then paragraph number 20 is when we are materially contaminated, we are called conditioned. That is paragraph number 20, right? Yes. Then paragraph number 21 is what is consciousness. And then paragraph number 22 is we shall find. यहाँ तक आज हम यहाँ तक कवर कर देंगे. We shall find वाला paragraph. Paragraph number 22. So what I was telling was, if you go to paragraph number 16, okay, I was on this topic, the 5 basic truths where 4 are eternal, Ishvara, Jeev, Prakriti and Kal, and 1 is not eternal, Karma. Why Karma is not eternal? You can read it in paragraph number 16. Why Karma is not eternal? Just one second. Which one was paragraph number 16 was? Ishwar Jeev Prakriti. So from this, I will just make you read a specific line. Okay, we are suffering. Yes, यहाँ से पढ़ना शुरू करिए. We are suffering. ये रहा, यहाँ पे end में होगा लास्ट की 3-4 लाइन. इस पर we are suffering और enjoying. मिल गया सबको? हाँ, मिल गया सबको? Okay, we are suffering. Paragraph 16, last 3-4 lines. We are suffering or enjoying the results of our activities from time immemorial. Karmic reactions. Here, what is discussed is karmic reactions. We are suffering or enjoying the results of our activities from time immemorial, but we can change the results of our karma or activity, and this change depends on the perfection of our knowledge. You can change the reactions that are about to come. If you are a devotee, you can change it. We are engaged in various activities. Undoubtedly, we do not know what sort of activities we should adopt to gain relief from the actions and reactions of all these activities, but this is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. आप यहाँ से read कर सकते हैं और better समझ आएगा. However, other item, karma is not eternal. The effects of karma may be very old indeed. The effects of karma may be very old indeed. We are suffering or enjoying. It's not eternal. पुराने कर्म हो सकते हैं, but eternal नहीं. Why eternal? कर्म किया, उसका रिएक्शन आया, बात खत्म. वो eternal नहीं है, उसको कुछ टाइम फ्रेम तक रहता कर्म. समझ रहे? एक रीजनिंग तो ये समझ सकते हैं, बात समझ आया? क्यों बाकी क्यों इटर्नल है? ईश्वर कभी खत्म नहीं होंगे, जीव कभी खत्म नहीं होगा, मटेरियल नेचर अनमैनिफेस्टेड फॉर्म में हो सकता है। मैनिफेस्टेड और अनमैनिफेस्टेड, क्या मतलब मैनिफेस्टेड? कि मटेरियल नेचर जो इस टाइम दिख रहा हो सकता है कुछ टाइम के लिए अनमैनिफेस्ट हो जाए, दिखे ना, बट ये रहेगा, तो ये भी इटर्नल है। क्या क्या इटर्नल हो गया मुझे बताइए? ईश्वर, जीव, प्रकृति भी इटर्नल। It may manifest or unmanifest. That is okay, but it is. And time is eternal, but karma is not eternal because you do a karma, you get the reaction. Story is over. So it is not eternal. You understand why it is not? One reason is this. Second reason is eternal is something that cannot be changed. Like Ishwar cannot be changed. Jeev cannot be changed. Prakriti cannot be changed. That is material nature. And Kal also cannot be changed. But the karmic reactions, Prabhupada is saying, what is he saying? But we can change the results of our karmas or our activity, and this change depends on the perfection of our knowledge. If you become Krishna conscious, even bad karmas that are done in the past, let Krishna decide. Because such a person is not in the influence of the Durga Devi. Such a person is in the influence of Ishvara directly. So let Krishna decide which karma has to come, which karma has not to come. Krishna makes the changes, necessary changes. But that depends on the perfection of knowledge. And on the basis of perfection of knowledge, you will associate with the devotees. And when you associate with the devotees, you get sadhu sangha, and then you get anartha nivritti. Ado Shraddha, first is Shraddha. With the faith, Kunal Prabhu came to temple sometime. Someday I saw him sitting in the temple. Ado Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha. He agreed to come with us. Sadhu Sangha. Then what started? Bhajan Kriya. Now slowly and steadily what will happen with Bhajan Kriya? Anartha Nivritti. Lust, anger, greed, pride, everything will get over. After these 4 stages, then advancement will start in Krishna consciousness. Yaad karo kya kya? Ado Shraddha. Ado Shraddha means some initial faith. Sadhu Sangha, associating with the devotees. Bhajan Kriya, chanting the names of the Lord. And Anartha Nivritti, ending of the lust, anger, greed, pride, everything. So now what I want to tell you is, we can highlight one line from Prabhupada's introduction where he says, karma, it is not eternal because it's, एक तो ये बात है, its effects of karma can be, ये भी quotes में लिख सकते हैं as it is line introduction. Effects of karma can be changed. Effects of karma can be changed based on, effects of karma can be changed based on what? Based on knowledge. That is why we say, you can write, where is it written? It is written in paragraph number 16. So ये भी सब कुछ paragraph number 16 में ही लिखा हुआ है. Eternally related energy, separated energy, ये सब paragraph 16 में आप reference के लिए पढ़ना चाहे तो पढ़ सकते हैं. Effects of karma can be changed based on the knowledge. अभी आपने पिछली क्लासेस मिस करी थी, पहले रिकॉर्डिंग्स भी नहीं देखी. अभी मैं अगला चार्ट बनाऊंगा, उसमें समझ आएगी, देखना अभी एक बार लिख लो. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग टू वेरी, इसमें 3-4 पैराग्राफ्स कवर कर दिए और टॉपिक बहुत समझने वाला है. आई एम कनेक्टिंग 2 टॉपिक्स नाउ. आई एम कनेक्टिंग the 5 basic truths. The 5 basic truths and types of consciousness. Connecting 5 basic truths. इसमें आपको समझ आ जाएगा, ध्यान से समझना. इसमें रिवाइज भी हो जाएगा पिछला टॉपिक. ये बेटर है फ्रेश पेज पे लिख लें तो, क्योंकि बड़ा चार्ट बनने वाला है. Connecting the 5 basic truths and the types of consciousness. I'm covering up to what paragraph number today? इस चार्ट के साथ मेरे 22 पैराग्राफ्स पूरे हो जाएंगे, आप उसको अच्छे से रीड कर सकते हैं. Connecting the 5 basic truths and the types of consciousness. Okay, so the first basic truth is Ishwar. A different angle we will understand for the same 5 basic truths. Ishwar. Then the second basic truth is uh, second basic truth is Prakriti. Okay. The first basic truth is Ishwar. The second basic truth is Prakriti. Now try to understand from here, Chirag. Okay. Ishwar and Prakriti. Online में आवाज clear है ना?
जी प्रभु जी.
Ishwar and Prakriti. Now Prakriti is subdivided into 2 parts. Okay. One is inferior Prakriti. This is there in Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Inferior Prakriti, and second is superior Prakriti. Okay. Now, inferior Prakriti and superior Prakriti. Inferior Prakriti is basically the material nature with 5 material nature with the 5 gross elements. What are the 5 gross elements? The same thing we will understand from the viewpoint of consciousness now. 5 gross elements are, come on, earth, air, water, fire, and ether. Earth, air, water, fire, ether, and 3 subtle elements. So this body is made of what? It's a combination of material nature. The 5 gross elements, the body that is made of, कहते हैं ना मिट्टी का शरीर है. So earth, air, water, fire, ether, and 3 subtle elements: mind, man, ego, ahankar, and intelligence. 3 subtle elements: mind, ego, intelligence. So this is inferior Prakriti. The superior Prakriti is Jeev. Okay. The superior Prakriti is Jeev. Okay. Now, how many? I will mark the 5 basic truths like this. This is the first basic truth. This is the second basic truth. This is the third basic truth. You understand? Then, if I talk about consciousness, okay. If I talk about the consciousness, okay, just one second. Ishvara is supremely conscious. Supremely conscious. What does it mean when we say Ishvara is supremely conscious? Means he is conscious about his own body, his own structure. He is conscious about entire creation, whether material or spiritual. He is conscious about every living entity, right from an elephant to an ant, because he is roaming around with all the living entities in the form of Paramatma. So that is why Ishvara is supreme consciousness. Supreme, conscious about everything. Conscious about everything. Everything means everything, every living entity, and every inferior Prakriti also. Okay. So this is Ishwar, connecting the 5 basic truths and the types of consciousness. Ishwar is supremely conscious. Then Prakriti is of 2 types: inferior Prakriti and superior Prakriti. Okay, inferior Prakriti, superior Prakriti, the material nature and the Jeev. Okay, when I see Jeev, okay, Jeev is further subdivided into two parts. What were they? The case of non-devotees and the case of devotees. The Jeev is further subdivided into two parts: the non-devotees and the devotees. Now, if I talk about inferior nature, the inferior nature is fully unconscious. Unconscious means jad vastu. No, this is inferior nature. This kartal, this table, this stool, this is all unconscious. All right, now you're able to understand. Inferior prakriti is fully unconscious. And if I see in Jeev, okay, what is this? 1, 2, 3? These are the three basic truths. How many total basic truths? 5. तो ये नंबरिंग में बेसिक ट्रूथ्स की कर रहा हूँ और फिर उनके डिविजन्स देख रहा हूँ कॉन्शियसनेस के बेसिस पे. सो ईश्वर इज सुप्रीमली कॉन्शियस. इंफीरियर प्रकृति इज फुल्ली अनकॉन्शियस. सुपीरियर प्रकृति दैट इज Jeev has limited consciousness. Prabhupada says limited conscious. Why limited conscious? Because the Jeev is conscious about just this body. Why Ishwar is supremely conscious? Because he's conscious about all the bodies. But why Jeev is limited conscious? Because it is just conscious about this particular body. You understand? What is happening in the body of the another person? Can you know? No. So, supremely conscious, unconscious, limited consciousness. Now, when this Jeev is subdivided into two parts, non-devotees and devotees. These non-devotees have contaminated consciousness. It is limited consciousness and contaminated consciousness. ये चार्ट बहुत ध्यान से बनाना, तो भगवद गीता आप लोगों को श्लोका समझना बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. Contaminated consciousness. But when I talk about devotees, then Prabhupada uses the word which consciousness? Pure consciousness. Okay, so I will just connect the consciousness. I will just connect the basic truths first. Then I will talk about what is contaminated consciousness and what is pure consciousness. So this inferior prakriti and a part of superior prakriti, that is G. These two, I can connect them. These two are controlled by Ishvara directly. These two are controlled by Durga. Which prakriti? The inferior. थोड़ा बड़ा करो इसको तब नजर आए. दिख रहा है सबको? So these two are controlled by Durga. All right. The inferior prakriti and the non-devotees case. No, Durga is the controller of the inferior prakriti and a part of superior prakriti. She's the controller. She's not inferior. She's Param Vaishnava. She's a very high exalted devotee. Durga controls the inferior prakriti. Controlled by Durga. What is controlled by Durga? Is the inferior prakriti, the 5 gross elements and the 3 subtle elements, the unconscious part, and conscious part का एक हिस्सा, that is the case of non-devotees. इन दोनों को कौन control करती है? Durga. Durga keeps the non-devotees entangled with the inferior prakriti, and they are busy in their daily course. You understand? Any confusions? Okay. मैं एंड में लो क्वेश्चंस, पहले मैं एक बार कंप्लीट कर दूं, फिर मैं एंड में लेता हूं. सोल के अलावा बॉडी और मटेरियल नेचर. यस, जो बॉडी है, अगर सोल बाहर निकल जाए तो बॉडी इज सुपीरियर प्रकृति और इंफीरियर प्रकृति. यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? ये आगे करना. एक वायर भी होगी बंद, एक सेकंड बंद हो जाएगा. क्या कह रहे हो? Soul, yes, soul is the superior prakriti, not हाँ, soul is the superior prakriti. एक वायर और थी यार, कहाँ गई थी?
जो सुपीरियर प्रकृति है वो इंटीरियर प्रकृति से इंटररिलेटेड है ना।
Superior prakriti, see, inferior body is inferior prakriti, you know, because body is made out of
उस तरफ लगेगा तो यूएसबी
चार्ज तो हो रही है,
हो रहा है।
नहीं अभी बंद हो गया था, फिर चल this body is inferior prakriti. Jiva means, you can write for your understanding, soul is the superior prakriti. अगर बॉडी से सोल बाहर निकल जाए, अभी तो क्या है, हमारी बॉडी में सुपीरियर और इंफीरियर प्रकृति का कॉम्बिनेशन है, सोल एंड द 5 ग्रॉस एलिमेंट्स एंड द 3 सटल एलिमेंट्स, ये सब कंबाइन हुए हैं इस टाइम पे। बट अगर सोल हट जाए तो एक तरीके से आप ये समझ लीजिए, सुपीरियर प्रकृति और इंफीरियर प्रकृति अलग अलग हो गई। And okay, the complete inferior prakriti, including the whatever is unconscious in the nature, this is all controlled by Durga, plus the case of non-devotee soul, you understand, that is contaminated consciousness, that is again controlled by Durga. But the case of devotees, okay, the case of devotees is in, you can just write here, मैं connect तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, this is okay, Ishwar controls, you can connect it like this, Ishwar controls whom? Maya Dhakshena Prakriti, the inferior Prakriti and superior Prakriti. Inferior Prakriti directly through, I mean indirectly through Durga. The inferior, the chart is self-explanatory. Ishwar controls the inferior Prakriti and a part of superior Prakriti through Durga. So this and this is in the indirect control of Krishna. All right. On the basis of karma. अभी हम करेंगे fourth component. All right. Shall I continue? Okay. Ishwar. This devotee case, अब मैं इसको line बना के नहीं connect. Devotee case is in the direct supervision of Ishwar. All right. This devotee, who has the pure consciousness, is in the direct supervision of Ishwar. So I'm done with 3 basic truths with types of consciousness that Prabhupada explains: supremely conscious, unconscious, limited conscious. And limited conscious, again 2 parts: contaminated conscious and pure consciousness. Now, when I come to this contaminated consciousness, what does this mean? What is the meaning of contaminated consciousness? This also Prabhupada explains in the introduction. There are, in the contaminated consciousness has 2 psychic divisions. साइकिक समझते हो, कहते ना साइको हो गया, पागल हो गए. 2 psychic divisions, Prabhupada ji as it is word use कर रहे हैं. Contaminated consciousness has 2 psychic divisions, where Prabhupada says the 2 psychic divisions of the contaminated consciousness is I am the, can someone tell me? I am the creator. I am the creator. ये जो contaminated consciousness वाले लोग हैं, ये लोग क्या सोचते हैं? I am the creator and I am the enjoyer. And ultimately, ये लोग conclusion में पता क्या सोचते हैं? I am the creator, I am the enjoyer, so I am the Lord of all that I survey. ये line आती है ना as it is. So I am the creator, I am the enjoyer. This is contaminated consciousness. I am the creator, I am the enjoyer. I am the Lord of all I survey. This is contaminated consciousness. This chart is explanatory. You're able to understand it very well. So that is contaminant. This is connecting the 5 basic truths with what? The different types of consciousness. So 2 psychic divisions. I am the creator, I am the enjoyer, I am the lord of all that I serve. But about the pure consciousness, Prabhupada says, who is in the direct supervision of Ishvara? Who is into bhakti? Direct supervision. Direct supervision of Ishvara. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji. Hmm. अच्छा प्रभु जी मैं क्लास में हूँ मैं दोबारा कॉल करूँगी भगवत गीता की क्लास चल रही है मैं दोबारा कर लेता हूँ आपको सो डायरेक्ट सुपरविजन ऑफ ईश्वर So the 2 psychic divisions of the contaminated consciousness is I am the creator, I am the enjoyer, I am the Lord. In conclusion, I am the Lord of all I serve. But the second is here, pure consciousness, as Prabhupada says, I am neither the creator, I am nor the enjoyer, I am the cooperator. This is the exact word used by Prabhupada. I am the cooperator in creation. I am the cooperator in creation and enjoyment. I am the cooperator and in creation and enjoyment of whom? Krishna. ये लाइन पढ़ते ही तो आधे लोगों के आग लग जाती है. कृष्णा इज द एंजॉयर, आई एम द कोऑपरेटर. ये क्या बात बनी? तो बहुत ही अहंकारी भगवान है. तो इसमें प्रभुपाद जी मतलब इतना बढ़िया एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया पैराग्राफ. दिस इज ऑल देयर इन पैरा 21. दिस ऑल देयर. इतना बढ़िया एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया प्रभुपाद जी ने इस बात का. वेयर इज द प्रॉब्लम इन बिकमिंग द कोऑपरेटर? सो प्रभुपाद गिव 2 एग्जांपल्स हियर. इफ आई सी पैराग्राफ नंबर 21, हम उसको रीड भी करेंगे अभी. तो व्हाट एग्जांपल प्रभुपाद जी हैज गिवन इज फर्स्ट इज this fingers, your hands cooperate in feeding the stomach. You understand? So who is the enjoyer? Stomach. But who is cooperating is fingers. If you try to feed food directly to the fingers will get frustrated. But if you try to feed the food to stomach, the fingers will be energized. So you can compare the stomach to Krishna, and you can compare these fingers to Jeev. So if Jeev cooperates in satisfying Krishna, that we are comparing to stomach, you understand? Then Jeev will be satisfied. This is the first example, Prabhu. कितनों को समझ आ गया एग्जाम्पल? फिंगर को जबरदस्ती खाना खिलाने की कोशिश करोगे तो ये तो फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाएगा, कहां से खाएगा? स्टमक को दोगे तो अपने आप ब्लड के रास्ते से इसमें एनर्जी पहुंच जाएगी. तो सेटिस्फाइंग. एक एग्जांपल ये दिया. सेकंड एग्जांपल प्रभुपाद जी ने वो ट्री वाला ही दिया, वाटरिंग द रूट्स. यू वाटर द रूट्स, then it's basically you are the cooperator. The leaves, the fruits of the tree are the cooperator. Who gets the water is the root, and it spreads. So if you satisfy the stomach, your fingers, your head, your eyes, your ears, your everything will be satisfied, your legs. So you can compare such a person, the person with a contaminated consciousness, with a person who is trying to satisfy his body organs individually. Let me satisfy my ears, let me satisfy my hands. Will they ever get satisfied? Let me hear bad things, let me hear a few abusive words. Will they be satisfied? No. It will bring frustration some or the other day. It's creating frustration in any case. Let me hear bad language, let me see pornography, let me taste all that is against the 4 regulative principles. We will never be satisfied. To satisfy Krishna, everything, all your senses will be satisfied. So you can compare such a person of contaminated consciousness, the non-devotees, to something like someone who is trying to feed the hand. Will he be able to feed it? No. He will feel dissatisfied always. And you can compare a devotee to someone who is feeding the stomach. His body will be energized. So that is the difference. That is connecting the, okay, how many basic truths I have covered in this chart is, the first is Ishwar, supremely conscious, Prakriti, in two parts. Second and third basic truth, inferior Prakriti and superior Prakriti. Superior Prakriti has limited consciousness, and inferior Prakriti is totally unconscious. And the two parts of superior Prakriti, one is contaminated limited consciousness, and one is pure limited consciousness. And the inferior Prakriti and a part of superior Prakriti is controlled by Durga. Durga is controlled by Ishwar. You understand? And devotee's case is under the direct supervision of Ishwar. Now, with the contaminated consciousness, what a non-devotee does is, I will go to my rest of the two basic truths, that is karma and kal. So, with the contaminated consciousness, time is used. Can I mark 4 on time? This is the fourth basic truth, time. So the non-devotees, what they do, they think I am the Lord of all I survey, and they use their time. Time is used for two things. What are the two things? For two things. What are the two things? Come on. The two things are karma and vikarma. So this is the fifth basic truth, karma. Karma and vikarma. Karma is what? Again, karma is what? Something that is pious.
Breaking four differences.
And vikarma is breaking the four regulative principles. But in any case, karma is pious act. But in any case, whether you do good or you bad, you are finally bound in the material world. You will continue your birth and death here. You understand? This is the entire gist of paragraph number 12 to 22. अब आप read करोगे ना, आपको एक एक चीज ऐसी लगेगी, ये सब आता है मुझे. Then again, the fourth basic truth, that is time. For a devotee, time is used for doing what? The fifth basic truth. What is the fifth basic truth over here? Akarma. Akarma means externally activity remains the same, like you are studying, you are driving a car, you are traveling in aeroplane. Externally activity remains the same. But internally, the consciousness is pure. That I am doing all these activities as a cooperator. I am not doing all these activities as a creator and enjoyer. I am not the Lord. You understand? So, akarma, time is used for akarma. You can say externally, activity may look normal, may look ordinary. But there is a change of, yes, there is a change of consciousness. Externally, activity may look ordinary, but there is a change of consciousness. Now you have to decide, you want to go in, and with this, there is no foundation in the material. They are bound in the material world. They go back to Godhead. So now entirely your decision. Entirely your decision. I have given you the complete gist. Entirely your decision. You want to go in which category? How you want to lead your life? If you see scientifically, technically, it's all. And again, Prabhupada says certain more things. Such people are insane. There's one statement in this introduction. Such people are insane who think that I have taken birth with the combination of matter. Such people are insane because a dead person also has combination of matter, but still his body does not work. So definitely that means the dead person is which prakriti? Huh? Inferior prakriti. You understand? Huh? Inferior prakriti. Inferior. This is apara. Exact word is, and this is para prakriti. Para prakriti, apara prakriti, and para prakriti. Superior prakriti is para, and inferior prakriti is apara. So how are you living with a combination of apara and para? Body is apara, and the soul is para prakriti. Life is not possible without the combination of these two. All right. So your existence is para prakriti plus apara prakriti. So before your apara prakriti and para prakriti get separated, go back to Krishna. Do hardcore bhakti and leave the material world. If you read Bhagavad Gita shlokas in reference to this chart, see, this is more explanatory than what we did earlier. We are connecting two topics here. All right, I think this much of it is sufficient for today. Now, any questions? Demigods, they are also Jeev. They are also superior Prakriti. Demigods are a combination again of inferior Prakriti and superior. Indra, Varun, Agni, everyone. They have body, they have soul. They go to their planets. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. जो पितरों की पूजा करते हैं वो पितृलोक में जाते हैं, जो देवताओं की पूजा करते हैं वो देवलोक में जाते हैं. बट एक बात बताओ ना, आप पितृलोक में, देवलोक में, कहीं भी चले जाओ, आप इन दो चीजों का कॉम्बिनेशन ही रहने वाले हो. किन दो चीजों का? इंफीरियर प्रकृति और सुपीरियर प्रकृति का. क्योंकि देवताओं का भी बॉडी और सोल अलग होता है. हाँ, दे हैव टू लीव बॉडी. ब्रह्मा आल्सो हैज टू लीव बॉडी. ब्रह्मा लाइफ स्पैन बहुत बड़ा है, बट दे आल्सो हैव टू लीव बॉडी. You understand? Till the time you are in this material world, you are a combination of inferior and superior prakriti. You are a combination of the 5 gross elements, 3 subtle elements, and Jeev, Atma. Till the time you are in material world, till Brahmalok. But when you cross the Brahmalok, then what happens? Brahmalok में body नहीं जाता. Brahmalok में क्या जाता है? Soul. Brahmalok से आगे, sorry, ऊपर कौन जाता है? Soul. Till Brahmalok there is a combination. Inferior prakriti plus superior prakriti is body. Till Brahmalok there is a combination. Demigods भी हैं, सबको इसी में. But once you leave this material world, the soul transmigrates to Ishwar, the Godhead. There, this soul in itself expands. It doesn't need a body. The soul in itself expands and becomes a structure, a person. So there is no difference between body and soul now when you reach Ishwar.
But soul is very small.
It expands by arrangement of Krishna. It's a spark in this material world. In spiritual world, in itself, it is a complete whole. You understand? पूरा एक व्यक्ति है material world में. वो spark ही expand होता है. Yes, वो spark ही expand होता है. And Ishvara, if you see, did I talk about inferior prakriti and superior prakriti in case of Ishvara? No, I did not talk about that. Ishwar Krishna himself there is no difference in Krishna's body and Krishna's soul. It's complete spark. You understand? Structured spark. Vigraha form. Spark in Vigraha form. That is Krishna. And we also, when we go to the spiritual world, the spark expands. And we become structure of spark. I mean, the complete body. There is no difference in body and soul. I mean, the soul in itself becomes body. You can say that. There is no difference.
So, अगर जो ये ईश्वर के पास जाए वो बन जाता है, expand हो जाता है, लेकिन जो नरक में जाते हैं वो भी एक्सपैंड होकर कर्म भोगते हैं।
वो कुछ नहीं, उनको अगली बॉडी मिलती है। नरक के भी तरह तरह की बॉडी, ड्रेसेस हैं ये सब। सोल उन ड्रेसेस में एंटर करती है, नरक में भी जाएगी तो वहां पे भी कोई ना कोई बॉडी होगी। उस बॉडी में उसको दिया जाएगा, वो बॉडी ऐसी बनी होगी जिसको खूब दुख दिया जाएगा, और सोल अपने आप को उसी बॉडी से आइडेंटिफाई करेगी, इसलिए सोल भी दुखी रहेगी। समझे? खूब दुख दिया जाएगा, पर वो बॉडी मरेगी नहीं आसानी से, तड़पा तड़पा के मारेंगे। यस।
तो एक जो मायावादी लोग होते हैं वो ब्रह्मा के जो ब्रह्म ज्योति होती है ब्रह्म से ऊपर आती है, तो वो भी एक्सपैंड होता है क्या?
कौन?
जो मायावादी लोग।
देखो ऐसे है कि जब जो मायावादी हैं, जो कि ये कहते हैं दो बातें ना, अभी भगवद गीता के सेकंड चैप्टर में हम पढ़ेंगे, थ्री एस्पेक्ट्स टू अंडरस्टैंड द लॉर्ड। इनफैक्ट इंट्रोडक्शन में आ जाएगा, अभी नेक्स्ट क्लास में आ जाएगा। कृष्णा हिमसेल्फ, द इफल्जेंस ऑफ कृष्णा, दैट इज ब्रह्म ज्योति, in which the entire all the Vishnu lokas float. That is effulgence of Krishna. Mahavishnu also lies in that. And third is Paramatma. Krishna, Brahmajyoti, and Paramatma, which is there in our heart. Three aspects to understand the Lord. So someone who is focusing on, someone who is saying that the light is there, Brahmajyoti is there, but the originator is not there. सनलाइट है तो सन तो होगा, तभी सनलाइट है, नहीं तो कैसे सन, नहीं तो कैसे सनलाइट होएगा बिना सन के। सिमिलरली ज्योति है तो ज्योति का कुछ सोर्स तो होगा, दैट इज कृष्णा, एफल्जेंस दैट कम्स। और ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ, प्रभु जी कह रहे हैं वो लाइट का है ना, अज्यूम करते हैं वो कृष्ण, नहीं, भागवतम कह रहा है कि उस लाइट का सोर्स कौन है? कृष्णा। भगवत गीता कह रहा है कि उस लाइट का सोर्स मैं हूँ, भगवान कह रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो अब अगर कोई निराकारवाद है, मतलब जो who doesn't accept the akar, who doesn't accept the vigraha of Krishna, वो कहां तक जाता है? ब्रह्म ज्योति तक। उसका सोल यहां से निकल के वो इंफीरियर सुपीरियर प्रकृति से, मतलब कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मैटर से बाहर निकल जाता है, ब्रह्म ज्योति को, ब्रह्मलोक को भी क्रॉस कर जाता है। अब वो बॉडी नहीं है, वो सिर्फ सोल है, स्पार्क है, पर वो स्पार्क जाके ब्रह्म ज्योति में मिक्स हो जाता है। बट प्रभुपाद जी कहते हैं कि वो अपना इंडिविजुअलिटी जो है वो लूज नहीं करता, और थोड़े समय तक वो वहां रहता है, वहां से उसको कोई फोर्सफुली वापस नहीं भेजता मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में उस पार्ट को। बट क्योंकि वहां वेराइगेटेडनेस नहीं है, कोई वैरायटी नहीं है, तो वो अपनी मर्जी से वापस आ जाते हैं मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में। यू अंडरस्टैंड? कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं है, बस शांत, रस नहीं है, यस, कुछ नहीं है, मतलब कोई एक्सचेंज ही नहीं है, तो बोर हो जाता है और वापस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आ जाता है। ऊपर तो जा नहीं सकता ब्रह्म ज्योति से वापस। अब वो जब मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आता है एक बार ब्रह्म ज्योति में आने के बाद, he gets higher platform of devotees. You understand? हम में से सभी लगभग ऐसे होंगे जो सिंसियरली डिवोशन करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, जो ब्रह्म ज्योति में रह के आ चुके हैं। समझे?
मतलब हमको बताया था वो चार्ट में कई तरह से डिवोटीज होते हैं, मतलब कि योगी वजह से
योगी ज्ञानी, हाँ,
तो हम सभी वो ट्रैवल करके आते हैं डिवोटी।
यस, ये सक्सेसिव स्टेजेस। Until and unless किसी प्योर डिवोटी की ऐसी कृपा हो गई कि इन स्टेजेस को क्रॉस करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, डायरेक्ट भक्ति लेवल पर भी आ सकते। But that happens when there is mercy of some pure devotee. You understand?
प्रभुजी इसमें माइंड इंटेलिजेंस को इंफीरियर नेचर में क्यों डाला हुआ है?
Mind, ego, intelligence, because it dissolves once you do bhakti. It ends. I mean, these are subtle elements. 5 gross elements and 3 subtle elements. All right.
भक्ति दे रहे हैं कि हल्की में दे रहे हैं?
नहीं, ये कवरिंग है। ग्रॉस एलिमेंट्स इज बॉडी, सटल एलिमेंट्स इज माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस, जिसने जकड़ा हुआ अंदर किसको? सोल को। सोल के ऊपर डबल कवरिंग है, एक माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस की और एक बॉडी की। अब होता क्या है, जब आप बॉडी छोड़ते हो ये वाला, तो इस बॉडी से क्या क्या बाहर निकलता है? इस बॉडी से सोल तो निकलती है, पर सोल के ऊपर की जो माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस की कवरिंग है ना, वो भी साथ जाती है अगली बॉडी में। इसीलिए तो आप कभी देखो 2 ट्विंस पैदा होते हैं, दोनों तो एक ही माँ के बच्चे हैं, दोनों की शक्लें भी सेम है, कपड़े भी सेम है, सब कुछ सेम है ना, बट एक बच्चा बहुत शांत होता है और एक बहुत शरारती होता है, क्योंकि उसका माइंड को इंटेलिजेंस पिछले लाइफ्स में जो आया हुआ है वो बहुत डिफरेंट है दूसरे का डिफरेंट। तो जितना आप मटीरियलिस्टिक एक्टिविटीज में इन्वॉल्व हो गए, तो ये जो माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस है सोल के ऊपर, ये बहुत पक्का होता जाएगा, सोल के ऊपर ना जकड़ता जाएगा ये सोल। और जितना हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का चैंटिंग करोगे, तो ये जो माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस है, ये डिसॉल्व होता जाएगा। और धीरे धीरे सोल क्या हो जाएगी, फ्री हो जाएगी। इसीलिए मैं आपको बोलता हूँ ना, चैंटिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. विद चैंटिंग दिस माइंड ईगो इंटेलिजेंस विल dissolve. It is something like this is the human form of body, this is your body, this is the soul, and these are the three layers: mind, ego, intelligence. So when this body is dying, dead, तो ये पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर बाहर निकलता है, सोल भी बाहर निकलता है, माइंड, ईगो. और ये जो माइंड, ईगो और इंटेलिजेंस है, ये तीन चीजें जितना आप मटीरियलिस्टिक एक्टिविटीज में एंगेज होगे, ये और पक्की होती जाती है. मतलब एक कैद होता है सोल, इसके अंदर कैद है एक तरीके से, समझ, कैदी बना रहता है वो सोल इसमें. और फिर यही माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस है, ये इसको ट्रांसमाइग्रेट करा के विद द हेल्प ऑफ परमात्मा अगली बॉडी में अकॉर्डिंग टू कर्मास. यू अंडरस्टैंड? बट व्हेन यू आर अ डिवोटी, धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, इस बॉडी में ही रहते रहते ये जो माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस की कवरिंग है, ये धीरे धीरे क्या होना शुरू हो जाती है, ये धीरे धीरे रब होना शुरू हो जाती है. और ये देखो अब क्या बचा, ग्रॉस बॉडी बचा और सोल बचा. नाउ व्हेन दिस सोल लिव्स द बॉडी, इट क्रॉसेस द ब्रह्मलोक, ये बाहर जाती है और स्पिरिचुअल स्काई में चली जाती है. हार्ट, इट्स लोकेटेड इन हार्ट. ऑलराइट.
इंटेलिजेंस भी लगती है मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से बाहर
नहीं, माइंड, ईगो, इंटेलिजेंस सब यहीं छोड़ के जाना पड़ता है. उसी के वजह से तो आए हैं, है ना, ईगो के वजह से ही तो आए हैं.
अनमैनिफेस्टेशन जो होता है उस समय टाइम को कैसे समझते हैं?
अनमैनिफेस्टेड होता है तो कुछ समय के लिए, मतलब व्हेन द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड इज अनमैनिफेस्टेड, सिंस स्टिल द टाइम इज रनिंग ना, मतलब समय तो अपने चक्र के हिसाब से चल ही रहा है. मतलब इस संसार में नहीं चल रहा है, पर बाकी समय का चक्र क्या होता है, गर्मी आएगी, फिर अच्छा मौसम आएगा, फिर सर्दी आएगी, दिस समय, टाइम. विद दिस टाइम पासेस. जब अनमैनिफेस्टेड स्टेट में, तो उस पर्टिकुलर वर्ल्ड तो क्लोज्ड है, बट बाकी वर्ल्ड्स में तो टाइम चल रहा है ना, इसलिए टाइम इटर्नल. टाइम नेवर एंड्स, इट नेवर स्टार्ट, इट हैज नेवर स्टार्टेड, इट नेवर एंड्स. अंडरस्टैंड?
कुछ अपने एग्जांपल बताते हैं कि टाइम होता है कि सनराइज और सनसेट के बीच का ड्यूरेशन टाइम कितना
हाँ, मतलब चेंजिंग वेदर्स इज आल्सो टाइम. एक वेदर आया, दूसरा वेदर आया, तीसरा वेदर आया, दैट इज आल्सो क्रॉसिंग द टाइम.
सन भी टेम्पररी है.
हाँ,
सन भी तो टेम्पररी है, तो फिर सनराइज सनसेट इसमें कैसे एप्लीकेबल करना है?
कैसे कनेक्ट कर रहे हो यार? टाइम इज सिंपली दैट इज कंटिन्यूअसली रनिंग. इट डिड नॉट स्टार्ट, इट डिड नॉट एंड. इट विल कंटिन्यू फॉरएवर.
मटेरियल वर्ल्ड और
मटेरियल वर्ल्ड और स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में टाइम का क्या डिफरेंस है? मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में टाइम कंटिन्यूअसली वर्क्स अकॉर्डिंग टू साइकिल. अंडरस्टैंड दिस. साइकिल के हिसाब से टाइम काम करता है. अभी एक ऋतु है, फिर दूसरी आएगी, फिर तीसरी, अपने साइकिल में चलती है. स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में टाइम कृष्णा के विल के हिसाब से चलता है. भगवान को लगता है अभी सावन आ जाए तो सावन आ जाता है. भगवान को लगता है अभी ठंड आ जाए तो ठंड आ जाता है. भगवान को लगता है अभी कार्तिक आ जाए तो कार्तिक आ जाता है. यू अंडरस्टैंड? दैट इज व्हाई कालो अस्मि, टाइम आई एम, कृष्णा सेज. इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड टाइम इज सर्कुल, आई मीन रेगुलेटेड. इसके बाद ये होएगा, इसके बाद ये होएगा, इसके बाद ये होएगा. कभी ऐसे देखा है कि जून जुलाई के महीने में बर्फ पड़ रही हो और दिसंबर के महीने में 45 डिग्री का टेम्परेचर हो? ऐसा हुआ है? नहीं ना. तो टाइम अपने सर्कल में चलता रहता है इन द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड. इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड टाइम वर्क्स अकॉर्डिंग टू कृष्ण. मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में भी टाइम इज वर्किंग अकॉर्डिंग टू कृष्णा, बट एक रेगुलेशन दे दिया कृष्णा ने, वही सीक्वेंस फॉलो होगा. बट स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में कृष्णा कुछ भी कर देते हैं, 2 मिनट में टाइम कैसे भी घुमा देते. अंडरस्टैंड?
स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में ईश्वर और जीवा एक हो जाता है, मतलब उसमें वो अपनी माइंड पे
किसने कह दिया भाई एक हो जाते हैं? हम एक नहीं होते हैं. ईश्वर भी अलग होता है और जीव अलग रहता है.
जैसा वो चाहते हैं हम अपनी तरफ से कुछ हमारा इंटेलिजेंस तो ये रहती है, माइंड इंटेलिजेंस, तो वहां पे
भक्ति होती है, सिर्फ डिवोशनल सर्विस. वहां पर हम पूरी तरह कोऑपरेटर बन जाते हैं. आई एम नॉट द क्रिएटर, आई एम नॉट द इंजॉयर, आई एम द कोऑपरेटर. कन्विंस्ड. तो कोई ये पूछेगा प्रभु जी पहले भी तो हम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से उतर कर यहाँ पर आए, अभी दोबारा जाएंगे तो क्या गारंटी है कि दोबारा यहाँ नहीं आएंगे? क्योंकि पहले जब आए थे ये सोचकर आए थे कि कृष्ण राजा है और हम प्रजा है, हमें भी राजा बनना है. तो आ गए, भगवान ने बोला ठीक है जाओ राजा बनो. अभी राजा बन गए, सब देख लिया. जब आप इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में रहते हो तो एक बॉडी से दूसरे बॉडी में जाते हो तो विस्मरण हो जाता है, भूल जाते हो सब. बट जब ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से फ्री होकर वापस स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में जाते हो तो भगवान आपको अपने करोड़ों करोड़ों जन्मों का स्मरण दे देते हैं. अब तो सब याद है ना वहां पे पहुंच के वापस से क्या क्या हुआ मेरे साथ मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आकर। अब वो दोबारा हिम्मत नहीं करेगा मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आने की।
तो लोग हम फुली कॉन्शियस होके तो कुछ वहां करने से, जैसे यहाँ पे कुछ हम कॉन्शियस होके वहां तो कृष्णा जाते हैं वही।
ऐसा नहीं है, फ्री विल तो है वहां पर। नहीं नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, फ्री विल तो है वहां पर। बट वहां पर द ओनली पॉइंट इज एवरीवन ट्राइज टू सेटिस्फाई कृष्णा एंड देयरफॉर एवरीवन रिमेन्स सेटिस्फाइड। वहां पर स्टोरी ये, that is the mantra of being satisfied. You satisfy Krishna, you will be satisfied. That is for sure. You understand? No questions more? All right. So this is very important. Next class में हम भगवान को समझने के aspects जो आप लोगों के questions हैं वो इन्हीं charts के through और better manner में we will try to understand. All right. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Radha Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki.